There were some people whose lives can be described by the positions they held, the work they accomplished, or the institutions they served. And then there are people whose lives are remembered most deeply by the way we felt when we were with them. William Edward Hartgen Jr., Bill to those who loved him, was one of those people. Born in Washington, D.C., on September 26, 1934, Bill's journey carried him through education, public service, ministry, teaching, and eventually the priesthood. His path was not a straight one. He studied at Mount St. Mary's Seminary, worked in Washington, including in the office of a United States Senator, and gradually found himself drawn toward religious education, liturgy, and service to the church. It was a time of tremendous change in Catholic life. Following the Second Vatican Council, Bill became part of a movement seeking a deeper understanding of worship, participation, and community. He taught, he wrote, he directed programs in religious education and liturgy. He advised parishes, and he helped others understand that worship was not simply something people observed. It was something they entered into together. In 1976, Bill was ordained a priest. His ministry led him into seminaries and universities, where he participated in the formation of future priests and pastoral leaders. His work earned him national recognition in liturgy, religious education, music, and parish ministry. But titles tell us only part of Bill's story. The people who knew him often remember something much simpler. His home, his table, his cooking, his conversations, his Christmas letters, his dogs, his sense of humor, and his remarkable ability to welcome another human being. For Bill, hospitality was more than good manners. It was a way of living. His door opened. There was food on the table. There was conversation. There was laughter. And most importantly, there was room for you. Perhaps that was one of Bill's greatest ministries. He had a way of communicating, sometimes without saying the words. You belong here. Your life matters. Sit down. Stay a while. As the years passed, Bill retired to the Capitol Hill neighborhood he loved. There, another chapter of his life unfolded. Not from a classroom, not from a pulpit, but through friendship. Neighbors became community. Friends became family. And his home became a place filled with memories of countless lives touching his own. The final years were not easy. There were illnesses, surgeries, limitations, and losses. His body slowly asked him to surrender things that had once seemed permanent. But even then, Bill continued teaching. He taught something about growing older with grace. He seemed to understand that we cannot control everything that happens to us. But we still have a choice in how we meet what happens. We can continue choosing relationships. We can continue choosing gratitude. We can continue choosing love. Bill expressed it simply. As long as we're alive, we have to keep on moving. And Bill did. Until eventually the journey became smaller. A house on Capitol Hill, a familiar room, friends nearby, people who loved him. Years earlier, I had promised Bill that I would remain with him until it was time for him to go to his spiritual home. Every once in a while, Bill reminded me of that promise. During his final months, together with dear friends, we were able to help him remain in the home he loved. There were difficult days, uncertain days, but what began as caring for a friend became something sacred. A passage traveled together. A lesson in courage, vulnerability, friendship, and love. On August 12, 2024, Bill's journey in this world quietly came to an end. He was home, perhaps that is where the story could end. But I don't believe it does, because friendship teaches us something mysterious about time. Someone can leave our sight and remain deeply present within us. A voice, a gesture, a meal shared years ago, a Christmas letter, a dog sitting beside a chair, a conversation we did not realize was important until much later. There is the memory that remembers facts, and there is another memory, the memory of the heart. It remembers how someone made us feel. It remembers their presence. It remembers love. And by that measure, Bill is still very much among us. In every person he taught, every student he formed, every friend he welcomed, every meal he shared, every person who crossed the threshold of his home and discovered there was a place waiting for them. Perhaps the best way to honor Bill is very simple. Open the door, make room at the table, listen a little longer, love a little more generously, and while we are alive, keep moving. Thank you, Bill, for the conversations, for the memories, for the lessons, for your friendship, and most of all, for the love.
He knew the music, knew the names, the opening nights, the glowing frames, the stories tucked on every shelf, 1,000 treasures, each itself. He loved a lyric, loved a show, the kind that makes the whole room glow. And somehow, Bill, wherever you'd be, you made a little stage for me. A chair pulled out, a story told, a little laughter, a heart of gold. And if you wandered through his door, you always knew what waited there. There was always room at the table, always one more story, always one more chair. There was always room for the lost and the hopeful, for the friend who needed someone simply to be there. And when the lights grow dim and the final song is through, there will always be a place in us that still belongs to you. He taught in classrooms, prayed in halls, he gave his life beyond the walls. He shaped the words, the songs, the prayer, but more than that, he learned to care. He knew that faith could take its place in ordinary acts of grace. A meal, a laugh, a listening ear, a way of saying, you belong here. The years moved on, the seasons changed. Some scenes grew harder, some plans rearranged. But even when the road grew small, he kept on moving through it all. There was always room at the table, always one more story, always one more chair. There was always room for the neighbor and the stranger, for the friend who needed comfort and a little kindness there. And when the lights grow dim and the final song is through, there will always be a place in us that still belongs to you. And maybe life is not a show that disappears when curtains close. Maybe every song we give finds another heart in which to live. Every kindness, every name, every friend who came and stayed, every moment that we shared is still alive somewhere. There is always room in the memory, always one more story that can bring you home again. There is always room in the hearts of those who loved you, and the love you gave so freely doesn't end. So let the music rise, let the house lights softly glow, for the man who taught us all there is more love than we know. And though the curtain falls, this is not goodbye, for every life you touched keeps your song alive. A chair pulled out, a story told, a little laughter, a heart of gold. And somewhere, Bill, the music plays on.